Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? It's Instant Classic 8 here. As you can see, it's a little bit different this time around. Not in front of the camera. I'm only on audio, and that's because for some reason YouTube will not allow me to upload anything. I've tried to upload the video that I made on Friday night. I've tried to upload it several times since Friday night up until now, but for some reason it stalls out every time. So I'm just gonna do an audio, and hopefully it works out the best for me. Just want to give my thoughts on the Ring of Honor show that I went to on Friday night, which was their debut in Richmond, and just want to give my thoughts on that. But before I do that, there is a link in the description box. It's not a Twitter account; it's one below that. It's for it's just this website, Meetup. I think it's called Meetup.com or something. And they have a special place that people from YouTube, if they do gatherings, a place that you can see who's going to be there and everything. And if you're going to be in New York on September 11th for Glory by Honor, I went ahead and created a group so we know who everyone's going to be there. And just it's just a reference, guys, to know who to look out for when you go to the show. So if you're going to be there, go ahead and sign up if you don't mind. And also, if you know people who may not see this video and they're going to be there, let them know too so they can sign up. Just so, like I said, we can get a good reference of who's going to be there and who's not. But anyway, let me go ahead and talk about the show from Friday night. This was their debut in Richmond. Ring of Honor usually runs in Manassas, which is in northern Virginia, a couple 20 some miles away from DC. And the last show they ran in Manassas was back in May. I went to that show. It was actually the only show that I've been to in Manassas. It was okay for that time, but then again I went to the two shows in Phoenix, which were very very good, and yeah, the Manassas show did not measure up to that, and I really I wasn't expecting too much out of this Richmond show, but I can say that Ring of Honor did an excellent job for their debut there. They're already talking about they're going to come back in January, which is going to be good. The turnout was pretty decent for the debut, and they gave us a really good show. Let me just run down the card a little bit. The night opened up with Jim Cornette came out there, and he came out and basically told us that Roderick Strong and Eric Stevens they would not be there because of the travel issues, and there's nothing you can do about that. Their plane got held up and everything, so we weren't able to see them, but they went right into the Tag Wars semifinals. You had the All Night Express, Kenny King and Rhett Titus versus El Generico and Colt Cabana. Pretty much the best of the three semifinal matches. A great opener. They went really good. Colt Cabana, it's obvious Colt Cabana match with the comment and everything, but they just went out there and they had a great match, just back and forth. You had Steve Corino come out there with a distraction on Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana chased him to the back, so El Generico was basically left out there by himself. And after that, All Night Express pretty much squashed El Generico. They won their opening match, so they moved on to the Ultimate Endurance match last night, which I was actually supposed to be at that show as well in Charlotte, but work held me up, so I didn't get a chance to go. But I heard it was pretty good, and I know everyone there enjoyed themselves last night, so that was good. The second semifinal match was Dark City Fight Club versus the Bravado Brothers. It was an okay match, but it was pretty much a squash. Bravados, they got a little bit of offense, but it was Dark City Fight Club the whole way, and they went ahead and just beat them. It was like maybe like 5 or 6 minute match, and they were just in control the whole way through. But it was still a decent match. And the third one was Mark and Jay Briscoe versus the Necro Butcher and Prince Nana. It was supposed to be Necro Butcher and Eric Stevens, but of course, like I said, Eric Stevens got held up, so Prince Nana went in there, and it was a fun match. It wasn't anything good, but you had some great comedy with Prince Nana constantly asking for the tag from Necro Butcher, but as soon as he gets in there, he sees the Briscoes and everything, he jumps right back outside. Just really fun stuff. But it was a squash. Mark and Jay, you knew coming into this before the Eric Stevens thing happened, you knew they were going to win, and with Prince Nana, you knew it was going to happen even worse. So, but yeah, they went ahead and won. Very, like I said, a fun match, but nothing really memorable. And then we went to pretty much it was the match before the intermission, the match of the night, in my opinion, which is Davey Richards versus Kevin Steen. This match I actually didn't even know it was a pick six match, to be honest with you. But yeah, this match was awesome. They went out there and they killed themselves. Of course, Davey did his suicide dive to the outside, through, and landed in the crowd, hit some guy in the face. These they you know it wasn't anything super amazing, but it was a great match. This is the type of match that you expect these two to have. It was funny because I went with my buddy. He's never seen Ring of Honor ever before. I kept telling him about it, but he's never seen it before. All he really watches is WWE, and he might watch TNA every now and then, but all he knows is WWE. And on the ride there, I was trying to tell him about the guys and everything. I told him, about Kenny King. I told him about, that I like Tyler Black and the Briscoes and Kings of Wrestling. But I kept telling him, I said, the guy to look out for tonight is Davey Richards. And he was like, okay. So actually, we're at the event, and nothing's really going on. They're just letting everyone in, and we're just standing there. And I look to my right, and Davey Richards actually walking in. So I was like, what's going on, Davey? And then my friend heard me. He was like, "Is that the guy you was talking about?" I was like, "Yeah." And he kind of laughed because he saw how small Davey was. He was like, "That guy's not gonna do anything." And I kept telling him, I was like, "Okay, just watch out, watch him tonight." And while Davey and Kevin Steen were having this match, my friend was just marking out completely. They actually, because we were in front row, they were actually like right in front of us. And I guess my friend, his knees were on the guardrail or something, at least on the back of it. And Kevin Steen flung Davey Richards into the guardrail, and my friend flew back, and his chair broke and everything. It's pretty funny sight. But yeah, it was just an overall great match. Davey Richards picked up the win. Great way to go into the intermission. I love that match. Like I said, definitely the match of the night. We had intermission. Got to meet Jim Cornette, as well as Kerry Silken. I mean, I met him before. Just a lot of guys. Also, one of the producers of ROH on HDNet, Dave Lagan. I got to meet him as well. Just really good people. Came back from intermission. We had pretty much the Pro Wrestling Respect match. Bobby Dempsey and Cedric Alexander versus Caleb Conley and the Man Scout Jake Manning, which that gimmick is a little too weird, but they're students, so what can you do? Obviously Bobby Dempsey got the win. It was okay for what it was, nothing spectacular, but it was all right. Then we had the Kings of Wrestling. They had their open challenge. Everyone already knew in advance it was going to be the set. The set is from Virginia, a tag team from Virginia, who was Lance Lude and Jason. They were having a decent match. Spilled to the outside. Chris Hero takes Lance Lude, who's a very small guy, takes him, puts him in powerbomb position, and powerbombs him into the post. Absolutely knocks Lance Lude out. They had to carry him to the back, so Jason was out there by himself. They were squashing him, hitting him with power moves and covering him, and then picking him up. They go for the 3 count, but as soon as they get to 2, they'll pick him up so they can beat him down some more. All of a sudden, Jay Briscoe comes out, as helping out with a tag team partner, trying to get in there. He's in street clothes and everything, got shorts and shirt on. And then Mark comes out later, and of course it's a no contest because they had to end the match. But I guess a good way to recover because the injury and everything, you can't predict that. But it was a fun match, But obviously I'd rather see the Kings of Wrestling do something more spectacular because I love that tag team. Steve Corino versus I believe the guy's name was Jeff Early. Squash match. I really wanted to see what not Kevin Steen, but what Steve Corino and Roderick Strong can do, but we didn't get that. Steve Corino, was a squash match. He won. Colt Cabana comes out and basically challenging Steve Corino to a fight. Corino had actually brought a chain out to the match because they're about to have the chain match at Glory by Honor. And when Cabana came out there, he slid in the ring, and Corino had the chain and knocked Cabana out with the chain, which was pretty crazy. And then all of a sudden, Roderick Strong's music hits. He comes out from the crowd and starts beating down Corino. Just a really good brawl, because we didn't expect him to see him at all that night. So just really nice to at least see Roderick Strong that night. We couldn't see the match, but it was still cool. I think they actually counted it as a match. I'm not sure, but who knows. And then the main event was Eddie Edwards versus Tyler Black. Jim Cornette comes out and says, "Hey Tyler, you can go ahead and make this a title match if you want to." Tyler Black says, "No, I'm not signing the contract, and also I don't want Davey Richards out here on the ringside." Davey Richards leaves. They're just having a great match. Tyler Black and Eddie Edwards. There's a point in the match where Eddie Edwards was down. Tyler Black was standing over him, and he bends over and he does the John Cena, the "You Can't See Me" motion, which the crowd ate it up. It was really good stuff, and yeah, they just had a great match. Eddie Edwards looked like a star in this match. I love Eddie Edwards. He's gonna be something, guys, so spectacular. Tyler Black ended up winning the match, putting his feet on the ropes, getting the pin. There was a crazy spot in here where they were brawling on the outside, and Tyler Black picks up Eddie in powerbomb position and powerbombs him into the guardrail. Just sick stuff. But like I said, they just had a great match. Overall, you had three great matches this night. It was just a fun night overall. A great way to start my 3 weeks, I guess. I mean, not counting this coming up week, but 3 weeks of Ring of Honor with Richmond show this past Friday. Like I said, I know the Charlotte show. I heard it was pretty good. Now we move on to Glory by Honor in New York next weekend, which should be a fantastic time. I can't wait for that. Like I said, if you're going to be there, go ahead and sign up in that group so you can see who's going to be there. But like I said, I hope I get my camera fixed so I don't have to do this ever again. But until then, I am Mr. Classic 8. Peace.